Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Salazar. I'm here with Jeremiah, a tech analyst from Kaleido Insights. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Hey, thanks, Chris.
Yeah. So Jeremiah's going to talk to us a little bit about trends that we have for this year, CES in general. So what are the top trends that you're seeing overall in the industry?
One of the top trends, and I've been here many years, is that these tech companies are focusing on the wellness of the human now that all the sensors are here.
Right. And so when you talk about wellness, so tech wellness, what does that really mean?
Yeah, it means four things. It means that the technology is trying to augment our minds, our bodies, the way we interact with other humans, communities, and then the physical spaces around us like our homes, our offices, and beyond.
Right. And so that's becoming more and more important because especially with, if we think about just overall privacy and security and all that kind of stuff, that's only one aspect of technology. But if you think about wellness overall, that's very important. Just like you work out and you do other things, exact same thing with wellness.
It is, and it's key we have the infrastructure set up, a secure network, obviously, and then the devices are talking and interoperate with each other. That is key, and that's actually not the case when it comes to these tech trends. The devices are not talking to them, so we definitely need more connectivity. But as we rise up, we even see the car companies here have new types of seats that people can take naps in as we prepare for self-driving cars. Many of the appliance companies, like kitchen companies, have robots and things that figure out what you should be eating. So we see this across all the trends.
Yeah, and it's really about the experience, right? So if we're looking at some of the car companies, we talked about Sony yesterday and their self-driving car. They're going to have a new one. That's going to be kind of funny, stepping into a Sony car, right? Not a Honda or a Tesla or anything like that. But then BMW, they have a huge experience here, and they're all about that experience as well. So
that's right.
It's pretty cool to see.
And I went for a ride in that BMW, and there's it's called a ZeroG type of chair, and it pulls you back, and then the lighting changes, the air changes. There's even fragrances that relax you, and then different screen comes down from the roof. So it's really designed for the wellness of the human, trying to trigger all five senses.
Cool. So I'm going to put you on the spot then. If you had to pick a fragrance for your car, what would it be?
Well, if I'm trying to relax and not drive, then it would probably be some type of lavender or something like that. But if I'm driving, I don't know, some caffeinated smell might keep me going.
Something to keep you racing over there on the freeways. But no. All right, so you talked a little bit about experience and tech trend. What are some of the other trends?
Yes, we're seeing every type of device is now coming on top of the body. And we're all familiar with pedometer type data or activity data, but some of the new sensors that I saw on the floor included things like heart rate variability, or which tracks your state of readiness as it looks for the changes in your heartbeat. And we also saw a couple of sensors called galvanic skin response. That's basically a fancy way of looking at, is your body stressed by releasing cortisol, which your body produces on your skin. So we're trying to see these sensors. And then also we saw a number of retail applications where they're analyzing facial expression. So, so what I'm saying is these technologies are able to sense our mood, our physical capability, and this is important in health and retail and in the workplace. So eventually, even in your home, when your family wakes up, you might even know how's everybody feeling before you actually see them.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. So, and we talked a little bit about the overall mood, and when you're using technology, we use so much technology now that sometimes it could overwhelm our life. And so we were talking offline that, I use some aspects of my phone to help me wind down. And it's a good way for me just to unwind at the end of the night, have a good night's sleep, and then wake up calmly as well with some of the wake up things. So it's a good overall to be conscious of it. And definitely with the pedometer, so things like the smartwatches, Fitbits, and all those are pretty important, and they're becoming more and more advanced as we go. So.
And as they evolve, those sensors will just kind of disappear into the background, and a smart home might have a smart speaker that can hear things and then turn that into data and intelligence. There might be something sniffing in the air to determine these things. Now, these things all sound scary, I realize, but going back 10 years ago, can you even imagine, like, if people would say, yes, I'm going to put smart speakers that listen to me in my home, and now the adoption rate is very high.
Right. So what do you think? So you bring up a pretty good point. We have smart speakers, we have smart devices that could always be listening. But if you're a company out there and you're wanting to use that data for the good, you're not wanting to share it, you're not wanting to sell it, but you're wanting to use it to make the customer's life better. What do you kind of recommend for future companies and how to bridge that balance, how to communicate that to their customers?
So this is the conundrum, right? Because the companies here at CS and beyond want to get their product to market, so they keep the prices low or make the services practically free, but then they have to monetize the data in perhaps a nefarious way, versus having a premium product that you pay for, knowing that your data and that you do not become the product. So that is a continual concern. And so I'm thinking that consumers are waking up to this, and we're seeing some new laws that are requiring companies to disclose that, specifically in California this year, just last week. So it's starting to happen. But I think that's going to be a continual trend as data and privacy spread around the globe.
Yeah, definitely. And looking at the overall top trends, data, privacy, security has been one of the hot topics across the board.
And it will continue to be. I mean, it's rocking and challenging even the geopolitical theaters.
Right. And it's a good thing. It's good. All right, so looking at other trends, or what do you see kind of going on in the next year?
Well, we're going to continue to track the political situation is certainly going to shape the tech situation.
Right.
There were some political speakers that were created a lot of churn and discussion even at this CES show, and so we'll see how that shakes out in the elections. So that is like how technology and politics are slamming together, specifically in 2020 in the United States and then globally. Right. So I think that's where I'm going to be watching.
Yeah, sounds good. Cool. All right, well, thanks a lot, Jeremiah. One last question for you. So on your free time, what is your ideal vacation place type of, what do you do to unwind?
Yes, for me to unwind, I would love to do a nice hike somewhere in a mountainous area or on a beach, or get back to CrossFit.
Oh yeah, sounds good. All right, well, thanks a lot, Jeremiah, and make sure you guys tune in for all of our later footage.